So I want to talk to you personally. I want to talk to you personally. Kind of like normal, man, because sometimes you just sit here and you're like, what topic should we be talking about? Like, what is the topic of the video? And it's just like, fuck that. Sometimes I just feel like saying, fuck that. Here's what I want to do. Like, I just want to like talk as if I was talking to a fucking human being. And usually what I do when I talk to human beings is I get this out. And I fucking play to people. No. This will be comfortable for me, I guess. I've been doing a lot of like thinking. I mean, that's not a fucking surprise. That's all I ever goddamn do is think. But I've just been kind of at this crossroads in my head of what I should be doing. But at the same time, it's like you can understand how you feel like you may be in a rut and you can't quite get out of your day-to-day life. So like going to work every fucking day and doing all the bullshit you don't give a fuck about to make some money to end up, whatever the fuck you do in your life. But in my life, in my world, no. In my life, I have it where I don't give a fuck about my job. I just do it to collect that check. I don't need the money. I make enough where I'm very comfortable and I have a lot to save. I'm a very cheap person, so I'm not caught up in the whole material world. And because of that, I've kind of gone off into my own thing, and I've done it in my own time. So anything with the book, I'm doing, like everything I do is for the book. Even the fucking videos I watch on YouTube, generally, is for the book. And obviously, don't get me wrong, I do entertain myself. Like, I'll watch stupid videos, or I'll watch sports. Not only hockey, that's the only sport I really care about. A little bit of baseball, but I still don't get it, even though I played it. I do, things on the side and all, but for the most part, I've been left to my own world. And as I've been saying before, I've been editing. I've been doing the editing of my book, and I'm down to the last 30 pages. Of what I consider to be, okay, this edit to me is good enough to send out to the people I care about. From that point, then we'll go forward. And so that's where we're going to be within the next week. It depends on when I feel like fucking editing, which I did a little bit more today. We'll see if I can get back into it. Now, because that's where I've been going, and what I've been doing when I get out of fucking work, I don't really find myself ingesting the bullshit. Now, I didn't really want to go here at all, but whatever. I did see that new Barbie movie because because my fiance wanted it. It's so weird to say that. I'm not comfortable saying that. It's so weird. My partner, my buddy, she wanted to see it. And I was like, okay. Maybe not with me, but she was going to go alone. And I was like, usually when a girl does that, they want you to go with them. But, all right. And it was something. It was definitely something. But to save a long story, I'm not going to sit and break down the fucking story. Suffice to say, I saw the things. I saw the games in it. But I also saw the games for the people that want to play on the other side. I saw how it was designed to irritate one side and how it was to enforce another. I saw the bullshit. It's obvious. I'm not a fucking idiot. So that's where I'm literally saying, I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not going to be the one to bitch about, I don't know, what I didn't like about it, or like the things I noticed about men, and I'm not even going to play that fucking side. I don't give a fuck. I think that, I'll be honest, when I came home, I was upset. I had to go have a cigarette, and I don't like smoking anymore. But I had to. I was like, I gotta fucking, this is just, was too much. And I just had to decompress, and I had to sit by myself, and I was saddened because of what I know it's going to do to young people who are so impressionable. That's what kind of made me sad. I'm like, man, these fucking kids, I felt so bad that this is what they're being exposed to. It was heartbreaking in my mind. That's what was the most upsetting to me, knowing that they got to basically be indoctrinated into this society. Oh, God. You're being taught how to hate and how to love, and you're being taught who to hate and love, and if it's right or wrong. Don't worry, they will tell you. And so that's where I was just so pissed off by it, but I didn't fight it. You know, I didn't go and make a statement about it, because that's the whole purpose of it. It's discord. I get it. You know, I'm not a fucking idiot to that idea. So I reflect on what I'm doing. Because as my lady pointed out to me, my fiancée, she pointed out, I don't seem to like anything. I don't like movies. I don't like anything. I don't finish movies or on Netflix. I don't, nothing's ever good. That's kind of where I am. I try so fucking hard, and it's all shit. It's junk. Video games suck. Movies suck. It's all horrible. Music especially. I don't even know what it sounds like right now. That's how far out of it I am, and I don't want to fucking know. I hear weird shit outside. I just assume they're fucking nutcases. But she points that out, you know. I wouldn't say she says I'm a curmudgeon a bit, but she sees that I'm not fucking playing this shit. I don't want to play. I don't want to participate in shit. I don't want to have someone create some bullshit and like, okay, here you go, believe that because there's our agenda, and you know, this and that. I don't even know. I'm not gonna go into it like, yeah, the right wing and the left wing or whatever. I don't fuck with that shit either. I have no political sway. I don't give a flying Christmas who's president or who's being elected. I don't care about fucking policies, and I don't care about anything like that. I very much kind of, I wouldn't say unplugged from the world, but basically I kind of unplugged from the world. And I've been that way for some years now. I got browsers that eliminate ads, and one's on YouTube, so I don't see ads anymore. I don't even know what ads are. And with that, I've totally just melted into my own world and the world of people around me. The only thing I know about nowadays is what I hear other people say at work, is how I'll catch up on news things. You sure about this going on? Sure about that? I'm like, no. Like, what is that? You know, that's where I'm at now, how it used to be. And guess what? Just like how it used to be, I could walk away and be like, I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let that shit foggy my mind. Did you hear about the new strain going around? I don't care. There probably always was a new strain. There's no such thing as new, jackass. Like, I just found a way to just unplug from it all and continue to do what I have to do because I'm fucking bound by a goddamn holy hand. It feels like to do. I got way too much shit to fucking do than mess around with dumb stuff all day. Watch stupid fucking videos or listen to bullshit people want me to believe and get mad because the left wing said this about the right wing and you should be like, I don't fucking know. I don't even know the difference between the left and the right. To me, it's all the same. It's weird. It's like, why do you have to be one if you don't believe in the other? It doesn't make, what's the left of what? What's the middle, you know? So that's a little long-winded, but what I want to say is like, man, I just think in my own life, I've really fallen into the book in all its path because like I've said a few times, I really feel like there's something guiding me to do this. That's the videos that I've been talking about. You know, answering the call, that video. Watch that fucking video, man. Just do it. There's only 5 people that watched it. Just do it. Do it. Just because it furthers what I'm talking about. I feel like what I'm doing here is God-given. There's no other way to put it, and that might sound crazy to somebody, or somebody's, or everybody for that matter. But that's just the fucking fact. You know, accept it if you will. Because more and more I'm noticing people are so scared of real. And because of that fact, I feel like I'm pulling from something. So I'll go back to the book a minute. As I was doing my editing, if you were to pick it up and read it, I don't know how obvious it would be to you that the guy that wrote it didn't plan much any of it. It happened merely, like, without my control. The entire story, the story arc of the characters, the struggles they go through, the fucking shit that they say, I didn't plan any of that. That was not of my doing. It was, but not in the time that I wrote it. Because I wrote it first on the typewriter, and I stream of consciousness write. And that stream of consciousness writing means I don't even know what the fuck I'm writing. I'm just going. And if you ask, what did you write? I'd be like, I have no idea. That was the book. And so when I'm going back through and I'm re-editing it, and I'm looking at things and making it make more sense, using better wording, this and that, and, you know, cleaning this up, cleaning that up, I'm along the journey where I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Holy shit, that's crazy. What happens next? I don't know. I'm right there with the reader, like, wanting to know what happens next. I finished book 1. I don't even know what's going to happen in book 2. I don't even know what the fucking purpose of the story is. The Forgotten King, the Descendants, the Other Realm, the going through the astral, the darkness, the Whisper, Mother, and the, like, living on the back of Mother, and all this shit. The Anakume, the mankind, the struggle between them and the bloodlines, and what is the Murphos and Tantorum and Lyria and their wars and shit, and what about the South? Like, I have no fucking clue. I don't even know what any of that's for. You know? I have no goddamn clue. I'm super confused most of the time. Sometimes me and Jacob will sit down and it'll be like, what do you think this is? Or, you know, ask me a question about something, and I'll be like, I don't fucking know. I don't even know who the Forgotten King is half the time. I don't know. Because I found something about myself. So this is going to go back to the beginning of it. Of carving your own path. Not playing the games of society and being who you are to yourself. I was always led to believe that there was only a few forms of intelligence. Like it was that easy. You know, emotional intelligence, book smarts, street smarts, I don't know. Someone that has a photographic memory, someone that's more auditory, like whatever. Like the cut and dry stuff of intelligence. You know, learned behavior or genetic behavior and shit. I was like, oh, that must be it. Why would anyone lie to me? And so whenever I couldn't come up with answers in my life, I was like, well, I'm an idiot. And these people are smart. And they sit down and they use big words and talk philosophy, and they all study this and study that, and they know this, and this is what Nietzsche said, and this is what fucking Plato said, and Carl Jung, or whatever his name was, Jung and all that. And I would just be like, wow, they're all smart and I'm not. This is what I thought. I'll never catch up. And I tried to catch up, and I said, like, fuck, I want to be smart. You know, I grew up a fucking poor kid in a trailer park. You know, I didn't ever have a fucking shot, is what I'm trying to say. Like, at least it felt that way at that time. You're a fucking poor kid that lives in a trailer park that no one knows about. You're nobody. You go to a nobody school and you're sitting in special ed classes. And you're nothing. And you're not good at anything. And you never will be. No one said that, but that's basically what it just felt like. Who gives a fuck? Why try? So, I just felt like I was behind because of all that shit. I just thought like, well, that's... We're behind the ball a little bit. We didn't have any ambition as kids because we didn't think that there was a purpose of having one. Because it's like, why have ambition when you know you're going to fail anyway? Now, I've been slowly trying to catch back up. And I feel all the dumber for it. I'm just like, man, I wish I could think the way these people think. I wish I could be intelligent like that. You watch a Jordan Peterson on the goddamn internets, and you think, man, I wish I could be intelligent like that. Remember that those videos I told you about where they're talking about the Exodus, him and these other group of motherfuckers? I'll watch that and just think like, though I get what they're fucking saying, I just feel so behind anyway. And it was disheartening. Meanwhile, I'm floating in this society. Oh, believe this, believe that, watch this, think that, be upset about this, be happy for these people, support those people. You should be okay with abortions. You should be okay, like all this weird shit, they just kind of bombards you out of nowhere. What are your opinions about abortion? What are your opinions about fucking transgender? And you're like, I don't give a fuck because I don't even know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, all that's going on. And anything that you might slightly identify with, there will be a bunch of fucking people that say, those people are horrible. Those people are bad. X, Y, and Z reasons. Because they have a belief, you know, if you don't support abortion, then blah, blah, blah. And so, while you're, like for me, while I'm trying to find myself, trying to figure out how the fuck, why am I behind? Why was I left behind? Why am I having to play fucking catch up to this shit? Now I have to hear all that bullshit. And I was getting so fed up with it. Just like, no, damned if I do, damned if I don't. And then shit started getting racial. Where people are going on their channels or whatever they are, their little TikToks and shit, and saying horrible things to my fucking race. I guess we're playing that game. I guess we have to identify ourselves like that now. And just talking about not wanting white people to breed and shit. Now it's getting weird. Now I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to figure shit out here, and then all these fucking idiots are out here. I don't even know what. And this boils back down to that fucking movie I saw. And I watched it and I was just like, that, for me, that was torture watching that fucking movie. I will never say this to my lady. I don't want to hurt her feelings. She's very much in the world. It's to a degree. To a degree. And we don't see eye to eye on anything. We don't agree, ever. When it comes to big things, we do not agree. If I have a thought about it this way, she'll be the opposite. With almost everything that matters. In the political world, in the sexualized nature of our world, in fashion, in fucking the philosophy of like autonomy and gender and rights, and like, we will not agree. We just won't. So it's driving me crazy, right? I'm trying to like, whatever then. We won't talk about, we don't. Luckily, neither one of us has a care for it. She's like me. She doesn't jump into the world or at least talk about it with me. So whatever, you know? It fucking irritates me, but whatever, you know? That's her life. So I'm trying to going back to it, I'm trying to fucking just feel like I'm something. Feel like I always just felt like, man, everyone's smarter than me, everyone's better than me. I'll talk to like Jacob, and I'm like, I can't, I'm stupid. I always felt that way. Just, I'm not smart, or Kevin, or Billy, like my friends. These guys are, why am I here? Because they fucking at least, like, I don't know. They can kind of get into the world a bit. I don't know how they do it. So, I end up feeling worthless and shit. So, but then, there's going to be good news to this. I'm just trying to set up the sad so you can kind of feel it. World of feeling like that. Be honest, I've always felt that way. It's just really reared its head as I became an adult because I'm able to articulate it more. But I find out just today, wait a minute. As I'm rereading the book that I wrote, as I look at these videos, because I have to watch them to edit, you know, parts where I just like, maybe I'm sitting here thinking a little bit too long, or or I go off a little bit too much about a joke, and now I'm talking about midgets, and you just don't know. I'm like, all right, well, let's cut that out. We'll put it in another video. I might do that. So I have to rewatch these videos, and I listen to myself. And I approach the For You series and the Inner Thought series just like I write my book, Stream of Consciousness. Right now, Stream of Consciousness. I have no idea what's coming next. No fucking clue. I find out with you. I wrote my book that way too. I listen to these fucking videos of the shit I'm saying. It starts to register in my mind like, wait a minute. There is something in there, in my mind, with intelligence. When it comes to intelligence. When it comes to having a personal opinion that sets me aside from the general glob of fucking people. Or I read the book and I start to notice like, holy fuck, I wrote that? Wait a minute, how did I know this? And those words, I've never used those words in my life. Holy, like, or like the story arc, I'm like, oh my god, that is so well constructed. I love how these peaks and valleys of it, and you don't see this coming, or holy shit, like we're setting up the motivations into the next book. Are we doing it at the end of book 1 on purpose so that by book 2 you know what their struggles are going to be? I'm like, no, I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about, says myself to myself. And I'm always finding like, holy fuck, I'm doing all this stuff. But if you sat me down and said like, you know, what is Nietzsche's fucking, like, what is life? And maybe we could talk about, I don't know, some sort of philosophical thing. I'll be like, I don't know. But if you start talking, you'll start triggering shit at me and like, well, yes, and I'll form stuff, and then there we go. I don't study fucking philosophy besides the book we're reading. That's the only time I've ever really purposely sat down with philosophy. And now I'm starting to it's all starting to make sense to me. Of a different form of intelligence, one that you cannot access at your will. Only when you let go. That's what I'm starting to see here. When it comes to the book, I didn't sit down and study like I'm going to read books of how to write and how to be a writer, and this guy said to do that, and I made sure when I wrote this happened so we can have a payoff for that. Like, I didn't sit down and study this shit. I wrote the story and then I had to reread it and go like, holy fuck. It ends exactly where it should. How did I know how to do that? How did I know how to do this with the characters? How did I know how to do that with it? How did I know how to pace the section? Why is it paced really well? Like pacing. The flow of that, if it's like scary, or if it's supposed to be menacing, if it's supposed to be intense. Like, how did I already do that? How did I know to do that? I didn't. I still don't know how. If you ask me, I won't give you good advice. Like, I don't know, just write it slower if it seems like you want to scare people. I don't know. How am I able to do that stuff without thinking about it? Or sometimes I look at the videos where I talk about certain things. Like, how do I know what I don't know. I will listen back in awe, like, huh, it does make sense, even though I just fucking said it. I should be like, yeah, I remember saying I think that way. I don't. So full circle, I realize that I am in my own fucking bubble so intensely that even I don't know anything that's happening inside of it. But I do know that I work very well with people. And that's for a fucking reason, because I feel adrift when I'm alone. I really do. I feel so adrift. But when I walk into a room with somebody, you know, whether it be creatively or, you know, in a relationship or something, that's when I find purpose, because that person activates something within me to allow me to aid them and myself. I kind of feel like I'm sitting on standby, and then when someone, you know, jumps in my life, I can activate what I need to activate, and together we will go where they need to go, and it'll help me get to where I need to go. I can't do the isolated guy by himself who struggles away at his thing, and he's like, I know writing's supposed to be this solitary thing, but I don't know, I mean, the writing part is, but for me the world building part is not. It's a whole separate thing. Which is why I made the videos of Inner Thoughts and For You. That's the writer. The other shit is the world stuff, like, you know, and there's not a whole lot of it going on because I'm at a loss, but that's world building with friends. Those two series are me being a writer and saying the shit that I'm doing, feeling, thinking. Because like I said, I just felt so fucking left behind for so fucking long. You know, we've all had like things happen to us. I'm not going to go into, you know, obviously, like, I'm not going to sit down and then like when I was 12, because most of the time I just don't remember. But I will say, in my life, I didn't ever think I could do anything. Like I said before, it's just because of where I was. It's this poor white kid in a fucking trailer park in the middle of the country. Nobody there was ever going to amount to anything. And I knew that, even then. As I got cognizant of it, I should say. When I went to school, I didn't feel, I mean, let me be honest, it felt like a prison. I was like, okay, I'm going to this place, I'm forced to go here, and they're gonna tell me shit that I have to think. This is fucking prison. I was so terrified. I hated it, every fucking minute of it. I despised it. I didn't want to play, you know? I'm like that with work. That's why I don't have the social circles. Like, yeah, I got my friends at work and we joke around. Like, no, absolutely not. I am not participating, because this is how my mind works. You're going to put me in prison, I will sit and wait, and then I'm going home when it's done. That's what I will do. I will fucking go in meditative mode until this is over with. That was how my mind always worked. When I would go to school, man, like, I knew who I was going to be. Like, I remember, like, I don't have a whole lot of memories of my childhood, but I remember as an adult, or no, as a senior, and we had to do that some sort of stupid career thing. And my first choice was like, and this is funny because this exactly is what I am. Everyone had their fun little jobs, and when we had to tell the class for some fucking reason. Oh, I think I'm going to be this, you know, and and like everyone was kind of proud of it, and I'm like, oh Jesus. And then it's like, okay, mister, and they said my name, like, go ahead. I'm like, I'm gonna be a grocery store worker. And that's that. Now I don't remember what I said after that, but I just remember people kind of like, well, guess what? I'm the only one that was fucking right. Because I knew, I'm like, I'm not gonna amount to anything. I'm gonna be this. This is just what I will inherit. I will work at. I knew I was going to work at Bush's, and that's it. There's nothing else. What else? Why would I pretend like I was going to do anything else? Why waste fucking time? I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I'm going to be a postal worker or whatever. I don't know. Whatever people want to be like. I knew I wasn't going to do that. Why lie? I'm going to do this. I'm going to be in a grocery store, and then they fucking made me. Come on, like you're going to Votech to be a cop. Why don't you talk about trying to be a police officer? Like, fine, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna be a cop. No, I'm not. I knew I wasn't. I tried it. I was like, this is gay. What am I, a therapist on site with a gun? No, thank you. So that's how I always felt, and so I just kind of felt disenfranchised for so long, and I didn't really know it was disenfranchised. I just thought, this is it, man. This is just how life is. There are certain people, there are certain races that get more than me, and that's just how that works. And I'm going to be sitting here, and everyone's going to think that I got it made, and I don't. I didn't really realize the effects of thinking that way, or how it affected me. Now I'm sitting here working at a grocery store that I fucking despise doing. It's not a hard job. It's actually so easy. You barely have to do much. It's just physical. But it is not fulfilling. I don't give a fuck. My manager's running around like scared because the corporate guys are coming in, and I'm just like, he's a fucking cuck. And I tell other people that. You know, like, don't listen, he's a fucking cuck. He's a bitch. I get so pissed off at him, and I don't listen to him. I'll go take a break. We'll hang out in the office for a little bit while you bitch. But that's just, I don't care. And then I gotta like come home and jump into this mode. Like, okay, come on, right. Look at the office. Look around me. Like, okay, come on, we gotta get into the work and stuff. And like, let's work on this and let's work on that and let's be doing this. Let's do that. And sometimes I'm just like, I don't fucking care about any of this, man. It can hit you that hard where it's just like, what's the fucking point of any of this? I talked about this before in a couple videos. Like, what's the fucking point, you know? And I try. That's fucking a battle. As soon as that fucking jumps in the head, you're like, oh, now I'm gonna be like this for a few days, son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to find a way to be happy again, and oh man, this is gonna be tough. And like, it's so fucking annoying. And I was driving to work this morning. I get up for work at fucking 4 a.m. and I'm driving by 4:30 to work to get there at 5. And I was driving on that same fucking road. I don't have radio on. I sit in silence. Just driving. And just feeling something. And that's the point of this video. I know it doesn't seem like it. I was thinking, is this it? Or is this it? Is this the rest of my fucking life? Or is this the moment where stuff is going to change? I don't know. I want it to be this one. What is that called? The ladder? I don't remember. That one always confuses me. I'm a goyim. I don't know. I want it to be the last choice where it's like, no, you are going to move on. So much of my hope is built upon this fucking book. Everything is. It's all branching on it. It's a little bit stupid to say that, but it is. Everything hinges on this book's fucking completion and getting it out there. I don't even know how to do that. But now it begins. Fuck. I hope to God it's good. If the camera picked that up, that'd be hilarious. A cat diarrheaing it. He's probably in his deathbed. He's probably dying soon. But like, I don't know, man. That's kind of everything that I'm trying so hard to just make it in my mind of, like, the success to me is not having to have a full-time fucking job. Because, you know, everyone's always like, oh, you can go get a job here, you can get a job there, you can get a job here. It's, you don't have to stay there. It's like, I don't want a fucking job. I don't want to participate in this shit. Like, that's the point. Is it doesn't matter where I go, I'm going to be miserable. I want to write this fucking book and have it being purchased so I don't have to have a job. My job is writing. That's what I want to do. And that's very hard to do. Because it's like I'm waiting. I'm waiting for, like, well, there's so many things in here that are very volatile, and this is sexist and that is this. Like, I'm waiting for that. For God's sake. I won't take it seriously. And I will not apologize. Because I didn't do anything with evil in my heart. I just really hope I do something with it. Once I complete the edit, I'm going to pass it on to everyone in my circle. So that's Kevin, Jacob, Billy, and Kelly. Maybe I'll give it to my sister too. I don't know. Yeah, probably. Why not? I'm going to give it to them. And they're going to tell me if it's shit or not. Well, not like that. I just, you know, please read it and tell me what you think. You know, I'll fix things if things seem a bit weird. Oh, you kind of went a little bit too fast here. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay, that kind of stuff. After that, I don't know what to do, but I just hope that, like, one day it'll be over. Not like a bang, blow my brains out, but like, just, I hope I will not have to feel like, man, I hope I don't have to work this fucking job anymore. I hope one day that I can say, like, wow, I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore. That would be cool. I am just so grateful that I don't live paycheck to paycheck. In fact, I only need 2 out of 4 for the month. So it's like, and not even the full 2. So I'm very grateful for that. But I realize I can work part-time. I will be paycheck to paycheck, but it'll be more enjoyable. That'd be kind of cool. And you find a job that pays $25 an hour and then only wants 25 hours a week, and I will be happy as hell, dude. It's more money than I need. I want to finish this book, you know. Because then people actually watch these videos, and it'll, like, everything will just make way more sense. You know what I mean? It's just like confusing because it's like there's this weird channel that is all like branched around something that nobody here even knows about. Like, it's funny. The purpose of this channel is something you have no clue what I'm talking about, because I have not released it. You know, I find it funny. And I've made the channel for all the reasons I said I've made it, but yeah, I just think, as I think about it, it's funny. So, well, let's play it out. Here we go. Maybe I gotta do that fucking philosophical, whatever the word is, philosophy. I have to read that fucking book. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give a like and leave it in the comment section. Tell me what you think I should do. Should I get the gun and blow my fucking brains out, or should I just kind of, you know? I can never do that. I don't care. That's ridiculous. Begging for people. By the way, I have a Patreon. Please feel free to support it. This and that. Like, come on, I'm not begging for your money. We can just be okay together. You don't have to beg for things. I don't know what I would do if someone offered it. Like, why would you pay me? I didn't do anything. I appreciate the people that actually watched all this. I'll be honest, I see it on there, a 40-minute video, and the average view duration is 5 minutes. Like, okay, you know. Most people are like, no. But if there are people that like listen to this whole thing, wow, that's pretty cool. I don't even know. Well, I do actually. I enjoy watching these videos. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm that conceited. I will watch my videos on purpose, even after I've seen it from editing. I'm like, ooh, let's hear what he has to say. I enjoy this guy. This guy's got it. I like him. I like watching his videos. If only he made more, then I could watch them all. I'm my own biggest fan. More than my mother. Anyway, I can smell diarrhea from the cat, so that's probably a fucking mess. I'm gonna go see what it looks like. And I will catch whatever motherfucker next time.